My God, I hate drugs.
Mr. Duterte also responded to the backlash he received over the controversial lip kiss he gave a Filipino worker during a meet and greet in South Korea.
We enjoyed it. It was a showbiz and everybody enjoyed it. Asking for malice, I do not do it in public if there is malice. I would pull the woman's down somewhere along the empty halls.
The kissing incident was widely criticized. Many expressed disgust on social media, saying the act was an, quote, unprecedented behavior. The president took the matter lightly. He added he's been kissing women since his days as mayor in Davao City.
I'll tell you what, there are people here from Davao. During the campaign in my mayorship days, I kissed every woman there, lips to lips. Hindi lang yung smack. Yung ibang babae gusto talaga ng romance. I-style ko yan eh. Maghanap kayo ng ibang style ninyo. There is nothing wrong in a simple kiss, you cause an uproar. Inggit lang yan sila. Sabihin mo sa kanila, palitan nilang pustiso nila.
When asked how his common-law wife Hanilet Avancenia reacted to the incident, the president dodged the question.
Hindi yan tanong yan ng mga pervert. Why do you have to dwell on kissing? Sabihin mo na lang, baka
Clearly, Mr. Duterte is not apologizing for the controversial kiss. Makoy Popioko, CNN Philippines.
Mr. Mayor,
From the top stories here in the country to headlines across the globe, the United States and North Korea have settled on a venue for the summit between U.S. President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. On Twitter, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders announced Trump and Kim will meet for the first time at the Capella Hotel on Singapore's Sentosa Island. Delegations from the U.S. and North Korea met 4 times last week at the Capella Hotel to hash out the logistics of the summit. Sanders says the meeting will take place at 9 a.m. local time on June 12th. History is made in Saudi Arabia as the kingdom issues its first driver's license to women. 10 women received driver's license Tuesday, but officials expect another 2,000 to become legal drivers in the next week.
Welcome back to the program. Police now want to examine the phone of Madonna Joy Ednaco Tanyag, an assistant special prosecutor at the Office of the Ombudsman who was killed on Monday. Speaking to CNN Philippines, Quezon City Police District Chief Superintendent Joselito Esquivel says they want to look into other possible angles in the crime.
Kung talagang ng biktima, meron akong eyewitness account na nung sumakay siya sa taxi, binalibag niya. Itong delivery boy ng Monterrey was able to retrieve. And then he made contact just this afternoon to the husband. Kaya na-recover na ngayon ng ating mga investigator by the lead ni Superintendent Rodel Maceno. And we're asking permission sa husband na ma-explore namin yung telephone for digital forensics para lumabas. Baka we're not leaving any stone unturned.
Authorities described Tanyag's killing as a robbery gone wrong. The lone suspect, a drug addict who spent 10 years at the General Santos City Jail for a drug case. Our George Cahilas tells us authorities are looking into the possibility the killing was work-related.
Nagagawan ng ano? Ng pitaka niya. Pitaka. Tapos lumaban ba? Saan mo siya sinaksak? Sang katawan.
Arrested suspect Angelito Avenido admits he robbed and killed attorney Madonna Joy Tanyag, assistant special prosecutor at the Office of the Ombudsman in Visayas Avenue, Quezon City on broad daylight Monday. Tanyag had 3 fatal stab wounds on the left side of her chest. She's 5 months pregnant.
At that time, bumili lang siya ng milk tea. Yung milk tea nga, hindi naman tumakot, di ba? Nakapatong lang doon sa kotse. Nasa kotse na ipatong na. So siguro, pasarado niya na yung kotse. Doon siya nakitaan ng parang target of opportunity nga ito. Kaya ang tawag namin ito, robbery gone wrong.
Authorities reviewed CCTV footages near the crime scene. And through the help of concerned citizens, they identified suspect Avenido through his tattoos.
Nung pagtapos niya po saksakin, tumakbo po siya sa gasoline station po. Dun sa Shell. Opo, may tattoo po siya, ma'am.
Alin doon sa tattoo niya yung natandaan?
Sa kanang braso po. Puro tattoo po siya, tsaka sa leg po.
Tumutugma yung nandito, yung pinakita.
Opo.
Authorities immediately carried out a hot pursuit operation that led to Avenido's arrest at around 5:45 p.m. in Barangay Culiat, Quezon City. In his possession, identification cards of the victim, 9,000 peso cash, and the victim's mobile phone.
Nung mag-execute na kami ng arrest, nag-receive siya report sa akin ng aking mga follow-up. And then, yung namang mukha niya talaga namamagana yan, mukhang hindi natulog na 5 araw yun.
Kung nabubuhay po ang aking asawa ngayon, sasabihin niya po na naniniwala pa rin po siya sa ating batas at hustisya.
Authorities say robbery is the main motive of the suspect that eventually led to the gruesome death of Attorney Tanyag. Police say Avenido, a jeepney barker, was high on drugs when the incident took place.
Ito ang pruweba na talagang ganito ang utak ng mga adik. Ito yung walang pakundangan na pumatay para lang kumita ng pera, magkaroon ng maliit na pera at ipagbili ng droga.
Based on records, Avenido was jailed for more than 10 years for a drug case in General Santos City and was just released last February. Reports say he came in Quezon City to run away from a homicide case in which he was allegedly involved. Police adds Avenido has a recent case of committing violence against his live-in partner.
Hindi naman ito nangyayari halos araw-araw. So we cannot say that this is rampant. What we're trying to say here is meron pang ganyan. That's why meron pa rin tayong mga naiengkwentrong mga ganyan.
Authorities will continue their investigation and explore possibilities that Tanyag's death may be related to the cases she handled.
Yung mga pangyayari, hindi yun sadya. Nagkagawan lang kami, kaya umantong sa ganun. Kaya humihingi ako ng pasensya sa mga pamilya niya. At humingi na rin ako ng sorry.
Despite asking forgiveness for what he did, Avenido could not bring back the lives of the young and promising lawyer and her unborn child. George Cahiles, CNN Philippines.
It's already 7:17. Now, for those catching a flight this morning, here are live pictures now of the new NAIA Expressway from the Skyway. Expect a speedy drive in and out of NAIA Terminals 1, 2, and 3. Traffic here is good and flowing. Get the Southern Tollways app and get the latest traffic conditions on the Skyway, the SLEX, and the Star Tollways.
Officially rainy season yet, but we have been experiencing downpours lately.
That's right, Christine. And with the wet season, rainy season comes a number of diseases. And with us this morning is our resident doctor, one and only Med Talk Health Talk host, Dr. Freddy Gomez. Good morning, Doc Freddy. Welcome back.
Yes, good morning.
Well, we
good
can
morning,
ask
Christine
you
and Andre.
anything, Doc,
Yeah.
and you seem to have an answer for
To everything.
all.
Of course.
Parang kailan lang we were talking about heat stroke. And then ngayon, rainy season na.
Yes, and it's Health Day Wednesday, and what a summer it was, ano? Grabe, from that intense heat. I think a lot of Filipinos will welcome the sort of rain to sort of cool everything down a little bit. But like you said, along with the rain comes a whole new set of illnesses.
So
naman.
what are the illnesses that will probably will we be seeing a lot of this rainy season?
Well, I think every year when people think about floods, when Filipinos think about floodwaters, they think about leptospirosis. Now, it's not actually the flood that has the leptospirosis, but it's that bacteria is on there because some of the rodents and their feces and the urine is left there. So when the floodwaters rise, so do those animals, the excrements of the animals, and that's what causes the disease. disease to happen.
So with that, what are the things that we should be made aware of? How do we cure it, or how should we prevent it?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the symptoms you have to know. If you're infected with leptospirosis, normally you'll have a fever to go with that. You'll feel some intense muscle pain and a really nasty headache as well. So there are some places here in Manila where some people can, if you can avoid, of course, going through floodwaters, and then that's the best way. But there are some places, some students may not be able to avoid that situation. So if you think you will be wading through floodwaters, be prepared. Wear some rubber boots or something like that. And what's most important is there's no breaks in your skin. So there's no wounds or anything
Open
like that.
wounds.
So, because with that, the symptoms that you describe seems like the common influenza, fever.
Yeah.
How would I know if I actually have lepto, or I'm just going through the
normal? Yeah, you're right.
Yes, normally with leptospirosis, thankfully, like a lot of the cases don't really go that severe. But in case that it does go untreated, you can have a whole lot of complications, especially with your liver and sometimes with your brain as well. But normally it couples with really bad muscle pain and a really bad headache as well. So if you feel any of those that's out of the ordinary, best to see your doctor.
Okay, and you did mention yung symptoms nga, di ba? And you acquire. Paano naman yung, how about, let's say, dengue? Siyempre with a lot of mosquitoes pagdating ng rainy season, right?
Right. That's actually right, Andre. But nowadays, especially in the Philippines, dengue is now year-round. But it's more pronounced during the rainy seasons because this is a time where you get a lot of stagnant water, a lot of puddles, a lot of places where there's stagnant water, and this is where they breed. So, as we all know, it comes from the mosquito, the dengue illness, the dengue virus, and once you're infected with that, like similar with leptospirosis, normally it can go its own course without any complications, but especially with the younger kids or those with the elderly, it can reach that point that if you get that strain that's really nasty, which can cause a bad internal bleeding and stuff like that, that's when it becomes serious.
Okay, so you just have to keep monitoring and watching your fever.
Monitoring and just keep your surroundings clean. If you see any stagnant water, just be aware. It's better to be safe than have that. A lot of stagnant water that I see that is under the air conditioner. Sometimes they leave a small bucket to collect the water from the air conditioners, and that's a good source for a breeding ground for those mosquitoes.
So monitor it, make sure that it doesn't build up and empty.
And finally, lots of kids are getting back to school, and what happens is people nagkakahawa. So what are the one things also that us parents we have to be made aware of regarding our kids going back to school?
Well, when they go back to school, of course, that's actually one of the best breeding grounds for contamination, for anything they have. No, but siguro maybe for influenza, for the common flu, a lot of parents need to be aware about that. Just be aware that hygiene is the best. Wash your hands every time you try to eat or do that to sort of prevent the contamination from happening. And a lot of questions I also ask is it okay to take the flu shot every year? Because that's a question a lot of my patients would ask. And my answer to that is yes, but don't expect it to be that magic bullet where you won't contract it for the whole year. Yes, there's a good chance that you won't get the flu, but there's also a chance that you will still get the flu.
Or maybe
even
if
with
you
a flu
do,
shot.
it just won't be that bad. I mean,
exactly. That's what it's trying to sort of take its effect on.
Doc Freddy, thank you again for coming here on New Day. Quickly.